Financial capability is a term increasingly used by many development practitioners, policymakers, and researchers concerned with youth development and their future financial well-being. For a person to become financially capable under the standard definition, they require access to appropriate financial services combined with financial education to develop the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors necessary for sound financial decision-making. Still, there are varying perspectives on how to define, design, and deliver financial capability interventions even within the YouthSave consortium. So during YouthSave's first multi-stakeholder meeting in Bogotá, Colombia, which brought together professionals including its expert advisory board, consortium members, and financial partners, questions around financial capability and education were discussed extensively. In this podcast, we will be summarizing and highlighting the perspectives that 3 YouthSave expert advisory board members shared when asked about the barriers to financial capability and financial education for low-income youth. Jennefer Sebstad, an independent consultant on youth financial services and financial education, maintains that a supportive environment is important for low-income and vulnerable youth to become financially capable. She adds that typically, environmental factors can create barriers in linking financial education to behavioral outcomes.
I think in terms of the environment, you have a huge influence of peers and of parents that are also operating in a very difficult context. And so I think it's really hard for young people to kind of apply new behaviors or new things that they're learning. So I think, and to actually, kind of, if they have access to financial education, actually applying it in real life becomes quite a challenge. The other thing is sometimes the decisions for girls and boys are different, and I think that has to be taken into account. But the decisions are really complex, and they don't really have known outcomes, and the young people don't have experience kind of, making those decisions before. It's like how you're spending money, decisions about how you're going to earn money, a lot of decisions about whether you save or you spend. And there's moments in time that a lot of decision points and transition points that are really challenging for young people where they really, it would be good if they had more experience or some role models around them that really show them, how to do things, how to make those decisions in a more informed way.
Bilha Maina, project manager on financial literacy and consumer protection for financial sector deepening in Kenya, discusses why youth need financial education or literacy and the challenges that exist to developing and delivering effective financial education interventions.
I think that youth world over need financial education, not just because they are our future leaders and the drivers of our economy, but because they themselves have to achieve their own life set goals. A large majority have not been exposed to money management at all. This is because money management is primarily seen as a parental responsibility. And many parents will shy away from teaching children about money because they think that when you give children that skill, you basically make them independent early and they may drop out of school. Therefore, to overcome some of these challenges and barriers, financial education experts must endeavor to start to understand the key issues that particular youths are facing. And more importantly, develop messages that can be disseminated in a relevant, applicable way, in a way that's practical, in a way that's captivating, interesting enough to retain the attention of the youth, and perhaps use technological tools where this is possible. This requires a huge investment in research. It also requires development of long-term programs that can help to influence financial behavior changes.
Jason Wolfe, Senior Advisor for the U.S. Agency for International Development, provides concluding remarks, emphasizing the need for linking youth financial services to youth development.
I see that there is a lot of experience and literature around youth development. And we're fortunate to have a lot of emerging experience about how to reach youth with financial services. But I see one of the challenges in trying to link both of these areas of experience and expertise to really understand what youth most need in terms of their own sort of access to financial services and developing their own financial lives as they become more independent. So I see one of the biggest challenges as trying to bridge both of these areas, and I think there's a lot of outstanding potential, but a lot of challenges in trying to do that. And I'm hoping we'll make some great strides in doing that through YouthSave.
The barriers surrounding financial capability and financial education summarized in this podcast are an introduction to the range of issues facing YouthSave and the youth-inclusive financial services field generally. A recent publication by the Global Assets Project, Accelerating Financial Capability Among Youth, Nudging New Thinking, explores the psychological barriers to making sound financial decisions, such as saving, and how youth can be nudged to overcome those barriers. But beyond intrinsic psychological barriers, additional challenges around financial capability include creating savings products and financial education programs that are attractive and accessible for youth, measuring the long-term impacts of financial capability interventions, and finally, linking financial capability interventions to behavioral outcomes. To connect with us and learn more about the YouthSave project, visit our website, youthsave.org, where we share our experiences and provide updates on our progress towards developing, delivering, and testing savings accounts accessible to low-income youth.